Seasons, Alabama gymnasts have been under the passionate direction of Coach Sarah Patterson, led by Andrea Pickens, Reagan Tomasek, Kristen Sterner, and Natalie Barrington. The tide is tough. LSU isn't short on stars either. 25th-year head coach Dee Bro has a host of talent like Shireen Mamby, Marina Dikteva, Beth Boudreau, and Nikki Arnstead. All weapons in Dee's arsenal. SEC rivals Alabama and LSU go head-to-head next. We welcome you to the Pete Maravich Assembly Center on the campus of Louisiana State University. Tonight, two of the top teams in the Southeastern Conference square off. It's the Alabama Crimson Tide and the LSU Lady Tigers. Hi again, everybody, and welcome along with Kathy Johnson-Clark. I'm Chris Marlar. Should be a great meet. Alabama is ranked 4th. LSU is 10th. Two of the top teams in the nation, both with Super 6 aspirations. Let's talk about Alabama first. This is a team that's loaded.
They're a very, very deep team, and they get better as the season progresses. One of their leaders, senior Andre Pickens, sadly ruptured her Achilles tendon last year right before National. But as is her style, she has worked incredibly hard to get back in shape. She'll compete in 3 events and have a huge impact. And then there's Kristen Sterner. Everybody looks for Kristen Sterner. It's funny, I talked to Coach Sarah Patterson, who said on all the recruiting trips, everyone looks for a gymnast like this, steady as can possibly be.
Alabama coach Sarah Patterson, she talked about her longtime rivalry with LSU coach Dee Bro.
I think any time that you've spent that amount of time in an institution, you have seen a lot. You know, I've worked for 9 different athletic directors, I think 6 presidents. You know, I've seen every coach in the University of Alabama come and go. And I know that Dee has done the same thing. And there's a sense of pride, but there's also a competitive spirit. I mean, you have been at that institution and you have lived and breathed your love for your institution for that many years, and I think it makes, for reunions like this and rivalries like this, I think it makes it extra special.
Meanwhile, LSU just may have its best team ever. The Tigers very impressive last week, knocking off the #1 team in the nation.
Boy, it was a huge win. In fact, Dee Bro said it was funny. All her gymnasts saw the first kid from Utah fall, and they all just saw the opportunity and stepped in and went after it. Unfortunately, it came at a price. Their top all-arounder, Nikki Arnstead, had an unusual injury. She was doing a dismount on the balance beam. Looked like it was going perfectly, barely slipped off the edge of the beam. In fact, pulled up a perfect double twist, but she had a mid-foot sprain. And then if that wasn't enough, Marina Dikteva, who had a spectacular meet there last week in workout, sprained her ankle just doing a simple warm-up exercise. She's fine, so she'll be back, but unfortunate.
Knocking off a #1 team, but suffering an injury. Mixed emotions for Dee Bro.
That's exactly how my daughter called it. You know, we were driving home, and she said, "God, Mom, that was great," but it was bittersweet. And it was. It was a fabulous opportunity for our kids to take advantage of, you know, a great team coming in here, and it was just, everything was right. And we didn't let up. We had some breaks. The first person on beam missed, and then everybody hit. First person on bars missed, and everybody hit. So they just pulled together. That was a great team effort.
2 years ago, the Alabama Crimson Tide was the #1 team in the nation. They came to the Pete Maravich Assembly Center and got whooped by the Tigers. Will it happen again tonight? Alabama, LSU, coming up next. Southeastern Conference Gymnastics here at the Pete Maravich Assembly Center in Baton Rouge. Chris Marlowe and Kathy Johnson-Clark. Alabama is going to start on the uneven bars, and LSU will be on vault. These two teams have already seen each other earlier this year in the Super 6 Invitational. Alabama was 2nd. LSU was 5th. Of course, Georgia winning that in a mild surprise. And we're just about set, ready to go. Last week, the Tigers stunning the #1 team in the nation, Utah. Tigers scored a 196-125 2 years ago. They did that, and then they beat #1 Alabama, the only team in gymnastics that has ever done that.
If Alabama could pick the event they wanted to start on, it would be the uneven bars. This is their best event. In fact, they're ranked #1 in the nation as a team on this event.
Dee Bro, in her 25th season, she is the Dean of Coaches at LSU. Got her start in 1978. This is Adrienne Corrette to start it off.
Great story. She was a walk-on gymnast who's earned her scholarship. Very critical first vault, handspring front pike. Now, all the vaults are rated, so they're worth a maximum score based on the level of difficulty in the code of points. And this one's worth a 9.9, which means if done perfectly in the judge's eyes, that's the highest it could score. You notice her legs are a little bit apart on the pre-flight, and we'll probably see some higher vaults later to come, but it's not a bad start.
So here is Tiffany Bird. Bird, a sophomore from Orlando, Florida.
The judges are really, really looking hard this year that all the moves that are supposed to go to handstand hit right in that position, and either pirouettes have to be right on top of the bar. She's a little bit short on her handstands and a few little form breaks with her feet throughout. Of course, the landing.
Spent the majority of last season rehabbing an ACL injury.
The one thing you want from that first gymnast up is a hit routine. Get the momentum going. And she did just that, but definitely had some deductions in there for landing on dismount and a little bit of form.
LSU's Adrienne Corrette, a 9.7 for her vault. Remember, 6 women go. You count the best 5 scores. So you need 5 hits. And now LSU back on the vault. Jade Jenkins.
This is one of their freshmen getting some valuable experience here. Very, very good vault. Good for her. Didi described her as a work in progress. Really someone she's trying to prime for seasons to come. She's only done exhibition on vault. This is her first time in competition. Pretty big leg separation on the pre-flight. Judges are going to hit her on that, but she did get good distance.
9.725 for Tiffany Bird. So a good start for her. This is rotation number 1. And we're ready for Shannon Rosick. Rosick, a 5'3" freshman from the Woodlawns in Texas. An impact athlete this year as a freshman.
One thing Sarah Patterson really wanted to do this year is start out slow and build and really give all of her gymnasts experience. So rest her seniors, sometimes rest her top stars, and get the others experience. So when they need them later in the season, they need depth, they've got it.
Alabama has a little bit of everything. They've got talent, they've got depth, and they have experience. Sarah Patterson saying this week that this might be her best team. So both coaches with talented squads.
So you notice she was past handstand when she made that pirouette. Almost didn't get her hand on the bar. I think that's what the look of relief was at the end of the routine.
Jade Jenkins got a 9.7. Score registered moments ago. And now Lauren Campagnoni, freshman from Tampa, Florida.
This is probably the most popular vault in collegiate gymnastics, is this pike front. It's got a relatively high start value, 9.9, and one that the gymnasts are doing better and better. She's a little over-rotated. Just held on a little too long in that pike position and had to take a step forward.
So far, so good for both squads, as Didi Bro will talk with.
How about you flying and you get your confidence that you're great?
Pumping up Campagnoni. All right, Kristen Sterner is next, one of the great performers in the Southeastern Conference.
It's funny, I also asked Sarah Patterson, who's the easiest to coach? And I thought I knew the answer was going to be Kristen, and it was. She says she's just even keel. She's not high, she's not low. She's just always right there. A good worker, very solid, and you can just count on her.
7 All-American honors in her career.
And I watched her in the warm-ups. There's she doesn't let emotion really get in the way of her performance, of her training. She does her job.
Lauren Campagnoni got a 9-7, so that's 3 straight 9-7s for the Lady Tigers. So we're ready for Sterner.
She has a great skill in this routine, one you seldom see. It's a full twisting Kachev called a Shushanova. Comes up right here, full twist, back over the bar. And here she does it without the twist. A little bit sluggish on her handstands, not quite getting them into position. I was afraid of that. Boy, the whole routine just looked a little sluggish, and she didn't have enough oomph into that double front.
All right, we're off to a good start. We'll be back in a minute with more of the first rotation. Coming back to the Maravich Assembly Center right after this. LSU, Marina Degteva. We weren't sure whether we would see her tonight competing on a slightly rolled ankle, but here she goes.
And you wouldn't know it. There you go. That's a good landing. Very, very good landing. She's ranked 10th on this event in the nation. Has averaged so far 9.862 throughout the season. This was one of her better vaults. Very nice landing.
Of course, her sister Lena, a big star at UCLA, and now Reagan Tomasek back on bars for Bama. Tomasek, a senior now from Mastic Beach, New York.
Sarah said she's one of the most elegant gymnasts she's ever coached. She just loves watching her gymnastics. A little bit of pressure they're feeling now. They've got a fall. Previous routine, they'd like to drop that score.
Yeah, 9.2 for Kristen Sterner, so not her best. Hard to make up for a fall. Once again, they count 5 of the 6.
Now, she usually does a nice job of hitting the handstands. That's what you want to see. Right into it. There's no question in the judge's mind. Same dismount that we saw from Kristen. This time she's making sure not going to under-rotate. Over-rotated just a tiny bit and took a step.
A couple of weeks ago, she was named the Southeastern Conference Gymnast of the Week. Tremendous all-around performer.
Of course, she has nice, pretty toe point in these handstands. And she cranks this here, gets it up well above the bar, and just holds on a little too long. Who knows? It might have been watching Kristen under-rotate that gave it a little extra.
Marina Degteva, an outstanding 9.825. So the Tigers doing very well on vault. And here comes another big hitter, Christian Uransky. Uransky, a sophomore from Norfolk, Virginia.
And she's ranked 12th on this event in the nation. Wow. That was a beautiful straight body in that position. Had a little trouble going after the landing. But this vault, the thing you really want to look for is a perfectly straight body in this laid out position, and that she does well. Good block off the horse. She was a little short on the front end, but notice how she stretched out at that last bit. She was a little lower than she would have ordinarily been if she had gotten up on top of the horse and gotten a really good push. Made the vault a little quicker than she expected it.
Exactly.
Ground came a little too soon.
Previously on bars, Reagan Tomasek got a 9.8. So Andrea Pickens is up.
Now you want to talk amplitude. Amplitude's a word we use in gymnastics. You want to see big skills way above the bar like that. Judges are really looking for these release moves to be caught with shoulders above the bar. She's leaving no question there. She's just strong, too. Not just technique. She's a strong gymnast. Whoa. That a perfect landing.
You know, I talked to Sarah Patterson this week. I said, how good is Pickens now? Is she fully recovered? And Sarah Patterson said she is now in the best shape of her career.
She told me the same thing. Really exciting. What a devastating thing to happen to her right before Nationals last year.
Yeah, that effectively killed off the Crimson Tide's chances. Uransky got a 9.825. So LSU with 5 good scores, and their anchor Shannon McEachern is coming up. McEachern, a senior from Brampton, Canada, a 1996 Olympian.
Ooh, she had to work a little bit on that, but she pulled it around a little bit short on the horse. We call it kind of cramming onto the horse a little bit.
Yeah.
But she muscled it. She kept from bending her arms all the way. This is when you see a veteran come through, where they're just, no matter what happens early on in the skill, they pull it out.
Well, Dee Bro said vault has been our Achilles heel, so if we do well on vault, it's a good precursor of things to come. The best score of the night so far, Andrea Pickens, 9.9. So let's continue. Here's Natalie Barrington, another Canadian, a senior for Alabama.
Who matched her career high last week with a 9.85.
Yeah, one of the great bar performers ever for the Crimson Tide. She can work it.
Gotta like this toe point. It's the little things, but they add up. Boy, she pulled that around, that pirouette.
That's a solid score. It should be for Barrington. Keep in mind that Sterner had a 9.2, so they want to drop that one, keep all the rest.
In warm-up, she did that last pirouette into her dismount, but didn't go all the way over. And I was thinking to myself, I wonder if she has a cover for that, in case that happens in competition, because it looked like she was right on that top, almost going the wrong way. But she pulled it out into the dismount.
So that completes the first rotation. There was a pre-meet ceremony honoring the great Dee Bro and her 25 years of coaching in the LSU program. When we return, we'll hear from Dee regarding this impressive feat. With Kathy Johnson-Clark, I'm Chris Marlowe. We're in Baton Rouge, Louisiana at the Pete Maravich Assembly Center, Southeastern Conference Gymnastics. We've completed one rotation. LSU scores a 48.875, pretty good, just below their average. Meanwhile, Alabama scores its lowest bar score of the season, 49.025. Still pretty good, but low for them. So, Alabama with a slight lead after one rotation. Dee Bro, as we mentioned, honored tonight. And a little earlier, we asked her about coaching for 25 years and what it meant to her.
Well, you know, when I came, I never thought of leaving. You know, and I never believed that the grass was any greener any place else. You know, to me, I grew up in Louisiana. I love the state of Louisiana, and I love LSU. I got my degree from LSU. And I believe so firmly in what we are doing here, the education that our student athletes leave with. It's a beautiful campus. The oak trees, the lakes, the campus, the buildings, the tile roofs, and then the people, the leadership, the administration that we have here at LSU now is just, it's fabulous. I've never dreamed of being any place. I've always dreamed of being here and continuing to try to make everything better.
What a career for Dee Bro. You look at some of the accolades, the records, the 4-time Southeastern Conference Coach of the Year. And what a way to cap it off if somehow the Tigers could make it to the NCAA Super 6 this year and maybe sneak out a national championship. The only thing that has eluded the great coach, Dee Bro. So Alabama moves to the vault. And LSU, of course, on bars. Southeastern Conference loaded this year with outstanding teams. Of course, Georgia with a sensational program, and Alabama.
And Florida with one of their best teams.
Absolutely. In fact, Florida has already beaten LSU. LSU is a different kind of team, Kathy. Outstanding at home, a little bit wobbly on the road.
Hopefully that'll change as the season progresses, because they're really trying to get experience for these younger kids, and that's what it takes. And going on the road's a little harder for these young gymnasts.
Stephanie Kite leads it off. Sophomore from Austin, Texas, a 4.0 grade point average. Always good to get the first one up and down on her feet.
Absolutely. Nice power behind this vault. Good timing for the push. Just had to bend her legs just ever so slightly in the pike position to get down.
And that's Lindsay Beto, sophomore from Tampa, Florida, set ready to go.
Competed bars once this season. So again, gaining some good experience in competition, dealing with some nerves. A little short on all those handstands. Remember, they're looking for vertical, right on top of the bar on everything. But I think she'll be happy with it. Just getting a hit at this point of the season. Let's go a little bit early. That's why the ground came around a little sooner than she expected, but she didn't move her feet.
Kite got a 9.725 for her leadoff work. And we're set now for Shannon Rosick.
Well, the best part of the vault absolutely was the landing. You can't do it any better. It was a little bit low. I was thinking as she came on the horse, boy, this is going to rotate just horse high instead of really rising up. See how it just rotates right in there. But look at that, nails it like a dart.
So Rosick pleased with her routine. We'll see how the judges score it.
It was very tight and compact. Just, it wasn't one of those big floating vaults. But tell you what, the judges like landings like that.
Coaching staff for Alabama, Sarah and David Patterson. They are husband and wife. And Brian Rashilla. For LSU, Dee Dee Bro, Bob Moore, and Philip Ogletree. LSU comes next. Brooke Cazzo. Cazzo, a junior now. Kennesaw, Georgia.
It became particularly important on bars a year ago.
It's her best event.
She went 9.825 against Utah in that big win. Oh, a little off center on that handstand. Past vertical on those. Very risky pirouetting right on top of the bar. It's too chancy. Going to go the wrong way. Takes a lot of technique and just repetition in the gym to perfect it. Whoa, there you go.
So both teams performing well early.
See what I mean? She was a little bit past vertical on the high bar and then just shy of the handstand on the low bar.
Alabama's Shannon Rosick got a 9.775. Alexis Brion is next.
Now this is one of the most powerful gymnasts that I've seen. She's just so explosive, very fast down the runway. And wait till you see her tumbling. Oh, boy, she crammed into the horse, unfortunately. That is the downside of being really strong and powerful and fast. See how she's going, ooh,
is that a
with
slip
her
with
hand.
the hands?
No, she's just powered into the horse, and she came on too low and too hard. We call it cramming into the horse, and then you can't block. You've got to time, and arms have to be extended when you make contact. I mean, you could almost hear it.
Yep.
boom, and see how her hands even slipped on the top. She's lucky she got it around, really. That's how strong she is. But she did pull her feet around, and if anything, she just brushed that hand on the floor. I don't even know if it touched. Boy, she's fortunately not happy with that. The one in warm-ups was gorgeous.
Yeah, that will be a score that Bama will hope to drop. Now, Marina Degteva. She is good on bars.
She's been working on trying to really get her feet tighter and together and working on the form. It's nice to see. Most of the time we see a different kind of release. That was called a Delchev on the high bar. Very nice double tuck, dismount. Not overly difficult, but I tell you what, her form, particularly in the first half of the routine, was much better than usual. Really worked on trying to keep her feet together. For the best part, I thought, was the Delchev. It was a nice release move.
So Marina Degteva gives the Lady Tigers a lift. She completes a solid routine on bars. We're going to continue with rotation 2 for SEC Gymnastics on ESPN right after this. We're back at the Pete Maravich Assembly Center, named for the late great basketball player, Alabama LSU in women's gymnastics. Alabama is on vault, LSU on bars, both teams performing well. And this is Erin Holdifer, one of the two Holdifer sisters. Erin's 5'4", a soft. Her sister Lauren is an inch taller.
Now, usually she leads off for Alabama on this event, but boy, her vault has gotten so much better and so consistent. It's like that every time in warm-up. Very nice form, good height, good distance.
Couple of LSU scores. Beto got a 9.8, Cazzo got a 9.825, and Degteva got a 9.925. So LSU off to a hot start on bars. Kristen Uransky up next. A strong performer, capable of 9.9 territory.
I love the look of concentration.
Won her first bars title against Utah. One of the contributors to that stunning upset.
She has a very nice, tight body. Very compact. Doesn't give up too much in form. Oh! Looked a little crooked as she swung through the bottom, but straightened it up. Pulled out the double tuck. Coming up with some good landings over here. At least you're not giving away deductions there. Only thing she does, she flexes her feet as she goes by the low bar.
Dee Dee likes it. Oh, yeah. Let's duck in Erin Holdifer, 9.825. Good score for her. Next up, Kristen Sterner. Sterner had some trouble early. Let's see how she rebounds here. It's a big test for any kind of athlete.
Very uncharacteristic of her. See how she handles it.
That'll do. That'll work. Okay.
That just erased it. You know, that's the neat thing about team gymnastics, and they learn this, and they love that aspect of collegiate gymnastics, is being able to pick it up for their teammate. If they've had a miss somewhere else, they come back strong on the next one.
And you're mentioning height off the vault, and she definitely had some on that.
A nice open body position, too.
Uransky, 9.9. Wow, both teams performing at a very high level. Beth Boudreau is coming up next. She's been bothered by shin splints. They don't let her go on floor yet, but Here she goes on bars. She's got an upgraded routine. Only have to land once, I guess, on bars, huh?
Hopefully.
Yeah, exactly. Boudreau, a senior, Dutchtown,
We used to call
Louisiana.
a fall. Excuse me, we used to call a fall just a dismount in the middle of your routine.
An unscheduled dismount.
Yeah, unscheduled dismount. Oh, pretty. Nice, effortless swing. Oh, there's a change. We see so many double tucks. Nice open body, double layout for the dismount. That's the prettiest part of the routine. Right here, watch her. Open it up, pop that chest back. Just had to pike down a little bit, but great landing. Haha.
Sterner got a 9.875. So she rebounds well. And here comes the anchor.
That's what I'm talking about.
For the Crimson Tide, Andrea Pickens.
Aren't dual meets fun? Going back and forth. They pump each other up. They get inspired.
Pickens, the runner-up in the national championship in this event.
Boy, she has nearly perfected this vault. Every week it seems to get better and better.
Oh.
It's possible. I mean, it's high, it's tight, and with the new rule change, this is the one thing that's been a little controversial. They upgraded the value of this vault to be a 10-0, which makes it the same as a 1.5 twist and a double twist. And frankly, a lot of people think it shouldn't have been upgraded. But boy, is she going to benefit from it. I mean, because she's probably capable of doing a more difficult vault. Why? You could do this perfectly every time and stick it, and it's worth a 10.
Was that a 10?
That's a hard one. Based on what the scores we're seeing here, absolutely. If you're going to do it relative to the other scores.
She got a 10. She got a 10. Kathy Johnson-Clark, right on the money.
Well, if anybody's going to get a 10 here, it's that vault. That's a perfect technique. Oh, come on, jump up and down.
Andrea Pickens, a 5'2" senior from Houston, Texas. Shireen Manby up next. Tell you that Beth Boudreau got a 9.95. So the scores are definitely high. We might see some more 10s tonight.
Oh, hot full. I like that.
She is a bar specialist. Dee Dee Bro told me she's either very, very good or very, very bad on this event.
Another different dismount. It's nice to see the variety.
A score on the vote for Alabama's Andrea Pickens, 10-0.
So rotation 2 highlighted by Andrea Pickens, who scores the first 10 of the meet. Last Saturday, Alabama went up against Nebraska. Andrea Pickens on bars. This is a heck of a routine.
Well, she has come back so strong from her injury, and she's such a perfectionist. She works so hard in the gym, and it just shows.
Got the 9.950, then on vault. Pickens hits again. 9.975. Then Reeser, a freshman on the floor. Got a 9.90. So Alabama with a high score, 196 in change. We're coming back. We got some good action going on here. Stay with us. Chris Marlowe and Kathy Johnson-Clark back at the Maravich Assembly Center in Baton Rouge. Southeastern Conference Gymnastics. Rotation 2. Alabama on vault posted some outstanding scores. Of course, the marquee one, Andrea Pickens, the first 10 of the night. Meanwhile, for LSU, it seemed that everybody was hitting. Manby 9.950, Boudreau, Octavia Uransky, and Kazo right down the line. Team-wise, Bama gets a 49-2, the second highest score of the year for Sarah Patterson. LSU scores a 49-55. That matches the school record set in 1998. All right, Sarah Patterson, we asked her about hosting the NCAA Super 6 a little later in the year. This is what she said.
For our program for the last 20-some years, I mean, our goal has always been to be on the floor the last night of the NCAA championships with a chance to win. And whether it's been last year or 18 years ago, that's been the goal. And, you know, so I don't think it's really anything that we talk about all the time. I think these ladies come to the University of Alabama knowing that each year they're going to compete for the NCAA championship. So I think that's one of the reasons, along with our great crowds, that they choose to come to the University of Alabama. It's expected. It's what we've done for the last 20-some years, and it's what our program is all about.
3 national championships for Sarah Patterson. National Coach of the Year 3 times. Wow. She's just about done it all, hasn't she?
Just about. I think she'd like to win at home, probably.
Yep. We are set now for the start of rotation number 3. The Alabama Crimson Tide will be on floor. And the LSU Lady Tigers will be on the balance beam. So, Alabama.
You heard her. You got to rally. Now from this point forth.
Once again, Bama on floor.
And this is a very good event for them.
Stephanie Kite.
Ranked number 2 in the nation on this event. So they're in the power seat. I don't know if you counted those, but there's a double twist in front. Good solid landings. The only thing I would say is that with choreography like that, that's clearly designed to entertain, she needs to get more involved with her face and with the audience. That's the only thing that's lacking.
Correct, a disappointing 8-4-5-0, the result of 2 falls. So now the pressure is on the LSU Lady Tigers. Shannon McEachern, can she come through and restore a little confidence to this Tiger team on balance beam? Oh.
Nope, not like that. Let's see how aggressive she is on the landing here.
Had shoulder problems all of last year. Coach says she's still not real consistent in practice, which kind of worries the coaching staff.
Oh, a little short on the handstand there. Okay, she stayed on. They needed that. just psychologically, they needed a good hit routine. A couple places that could have been a little bit more solid, but I think she's happy with it.
Stephanie Kite got a 9.825, and we're going to take a short break. It's close here at the Maravich Assembly Center. Yes, Bama 98 and change, LSU 98 and change. We'll be back. 2 rotations. The LSU Lady Tigers with a slight lead over the Alabama Crimson Tide. Chris Marlowe, Kathy Johnson-Clark. Southeastern Conference Gymnastics continuing here on ESPN. Lauren Campagnoni is set to go. Corrette got an 8.45. McEachern got a 9.675. Beto a 9.775. So they need Campagnoni to hit.
Especially with Alabama over on the floor exercise. Seen a 9.9 from Michelle Reeser. But we have seen a fall over on floor exercise.
Reagan Thomasek fell.
So they need to keep putting pressure by hitting the routines.
Once again, in women's gymnastics, 6 women perform, and you use 5 of the score. So if you have 2 falls, your score is going to be dragged down significantly.
A lot of very difficult leaps in this routine. She dove it right into the floor, but she pulled it around and didn't take a step. Good for her.
Got the landing gear down just in time.
LSU doesn't have the same difficulty, particularly on this event, balance beam. But if you don't make mistakes and don't give away deductions, you can still get high-ish scores, maybe in the 9.7, 9.8 range.
Back to the floor.
You could have done the layup. She was really square on that. I'll let you do it next week.
Alabama's had 3 competitors go already. Kite got a 9.825. Reeser with an excellent performance, 9.9. We're waiting for the score on Thomasek. We get it. It's a 9.2. She had a fall, so now it's up to Alexa Martinez.
It's good to hear, actually, Dee Dee Bro talking about adding more difficulty next week, because that's exactly what they need a little bit more of in those routines. Unfortunately, she did not pull that double twist around. Do 4 passes in this routine. That's one way to make sure you get all your bonus points.
Is that the maximum number you can do? 4?
There is no maximum.
Okay.
But you have to get all the elements in, the required elements. The bonus points are for added difficulty in combinations, and that works your routine up to a maximum 10-0 value. You have to have those bonus points. Too bad that first pass was supposed to be a double twisting front and just did not pull the twist around.
Campagnoni, 9.825. So good score on Beam. Beam's a tough event to put up a solid number, and she did. Beth Boudreau coming up next. So after the early fall for Corrette, we've had 3 solid performances: McEachern, Beto, and Campagnoni.
really feel she has a very special group of seniors, this team, that they're just great in the gym. Good attitude, good work ethic.
This was the first year that LSU was invited to the Super 6 Invitational, as you and I covered a few weeks back. So most of the people know that LSU has an outstanding team this year, and I think they've already proven it through their early work.
They're pushing themselves. Dee Bro purposely got a very difficult schedule, particularly in the first half of the season, in the hopes that it would just step her gymnast up.
Now, of course, their goal is to get to the NCAA Super 6. They missed last year. They're going to host the 2002 Central Regional, so that will be a boost. So Sarah Patterson was telling me something interesting this week. She said, yeah, they don't fill up the Maravich Assembly Center. They don't get 10,000, but the 5,000 that are there, they yell like there's 10,000. It's so loud.
Oh, good dismount. Swing through the double twist. Now there's some real difficulty.
Beth Boudreau. So 4 in a row for the Lady Tigers.
Just got a glimpse of Nikki Arnstadt giving her teammate a hug from the sidelines. Boy, that's a pretty dismount. Sure glad Svetlana Horkina, the reigning world champion, introduced that, because now a lot of people are trying to do it, and it's pretty.
Once again, in case you missed it, senior Nikki Arnstadt injured her foot, mid-foot sprain against Utah. So she's out for a week or so. How long does that normally take to heal up?
You know what? It depends. I think it just
how
depends.
serious it is.
Yes, and how aggressive their therapy is, and I know they got right on it immediately. So now watch this, Stanley. I was talking to their assistant coach, Brian Rochilla. He said he was standing next to, spotting her on a double tuck. Says she went over my head. He's 6'5".
Yeah.
So let's see.
Alexis Brion.
Going to do a whip through to a double tuck.
Oh! Hey, look at the Rochilla. You saw him in the background.
Yep.
Wow.
That was even more difficult, doing it in combination out of the whip back.
Plenty of amplitude on that particular move.
Very good. You're catching on to this foot.
I'm humming, baby.
I have to brag on her. She was possibly, and I think many believe, the first woman to ever compete a double twisting double back, a double pull in. Really difficult and incredible to watch. She did it when she was very young. Said it's on her website, so I have to go check it out. Something happened. You know what? I know what Sarah's talking about. Something happened at the end of the routine. It's almost like she checked out. She stopped performing it. Look at that. Beautiful height. Wouldn't it be great to tumble that easily?
Nikki Arnstadt, the injured senior, had a 10 on the floor in the Super 6, the only 10 of that night, and she's hoping to be back soon. Boy, I tell you, when you're a senior, you don't want to miss any meets.
They're having the best time. It's so great. Most of the college gymnasts just say it's just the highlight of their gymnastics career, competing in college, being part of the team.
Now, a critical routine for LSU. Boudreau got a 9.85. They've got 4 good scores. They need one more good one here, and they'll have 5 solid scores on beam.
Beautiful. So straight with the balance beam. Effortless. And as you can see and probably imagine, it's very easy to give up 1/10 of a point on this event particularly.
Alabama's Alexis Briand, her score 9.925. So Alabama continuing to put pressure on the Tigers.
Perfectly stuck dismount here. A little hard to do on that mat.
It's too bad. They kind of got an unlucky break. She was just at the end of that mat.
Watch this. Just perfectly square hips, shoulders right over the beam in that layout. Like she's just walking right through her arms. Lands perfectly.
And now the final performer in rotation 3, Kristen Sterner for Alabama. Now, Alabama already has a 9-2 that they want to throw out.
More difficulty than most in this routine. Double pike at the end. Very nicely done. That's a good thing to put at the end of your routine, especially when you've hit.
LSU's Lightsey got a 9.875. We mentioned that LSU hosting #1 Utah. How did they beat them? Well, Marina Degteva got them started with a great vault. 9.925. And Nikki Arnstad gutting it out and injuring her foot on the beam. Still got a 9.850. And then the freshman came in. Rachel Francella on floor. She did a 9.850 to secure it for the Tigers. And she got it.
And what a moment for her. Good for her.
All right, we're coming back. We're through 3 rotations. We'll update the scores right after this. Last week, the LSU Tigers upset #1 Utah. Now they're trying to take down #4, the Alabama Crimson Tide. The results of the 3rd rotation, Alabama scoring well on floor. Not great, but well. Meanwhile, LSU scores a season high on beam of 49. And after a fall, it was a gritty performance for the LSU Tigers. So after 3 rotations, LSU continues to lead Alabama by 5/100ths of a point. There it is. 147.525, 147.475. I'm Chris Marlowe. Kathy Johnson-Clark is with me. 4th and final rotation. Tomasek has scored a 9.825. Bird got a 9.7. This is Natalie Barrington. Part of the home mat advantage. Alabama forced to go on beam, while LSU on a favorite, the floor.
It has been their weakest event so far this season, but not because they don't have nice routines. They have nice routines with good level of difficulty. In fact, more difficulty than LSU. But you have to hit, because no matter how pretty it is and how difficult, if there's a mistake in there, you have to take the deduction. So they really, really have to buckle down and get those tiny little balance breaks out. Very pretty style on beam. There's a good landing. Very elegant, very soft. And for the most part, calm. There were only a couple places in there where she kind of lost her cool. Gave up a tiny little break.
Next up for the Fighting Tigers, Brooke Hazel.
The dismount of Natalie Barrington, so she should receive a good score. Now, Brooke Cazzo, season best 9.875. Now, let's update you. Chelsea Richard went. She had a 9.8. Shireen Mamby went a 9.875. Now it's up to Cazzo. She got some hang time. Keep an eye on her.
Saved a 1/10 of a point. Nice about LSU is their music selection. There's nice variety from gymnast to gymnast. Whoa! Very strong team. I have to say, they have made lemonade. I talked to Dee Dee at the beginning. She says, you know what? We've been thrown some lemons. We've got injuries to our 2 top gymnasts right now. Those are lemons. Let's make lemonade. They have it in the locker room. They're drinking it, and they're doing it. So, I mean, you got to hand it to LSU.
Barrington scored 9.8. And she says, go, Lexa. Alexa Martinez up on beam now.
This has been a great competition. Everybody.
Haven't really seen a lot of falls. Been very high tech for this time of the year.
Both teams are staying tough. Oh. She's going to repeat that. She needs this skill. And that would be a deduction. She might even cause time problems. Just thinking to myself, she's doing well considering she had to abort that one sequence, repeat it. That can sometimes throw you off. She got it back, and it's hard to say, not being on the end of the balance beam, I can't tell you she could have fought for that landing because she definitely looked a little off in the skill.
Brooke Cazzo, her score just announced 9.85. So 3 scores over 9.8 for LSU on floor. And here is the star last week, Rachel Franzella. Franzella, a freshman from Mandeville, Louisiana.
It was definitely at least part of her 15 minutes of fame.
Needed a 9.85, got a 9.85 last week. She settled for that right now.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Dee Bro told me she'd only done 1 exhibition before that in her career. Got a 9.7.
Very good. I tell you what, on an event where they need Nikki and Martina, they're hanging in there.
All right, we're coming back. More of the 4th and final rotation. You're watching Southeastern Conference Women's Gymnastics on ESPN. Midway through the 4th and final rotation, LSU leads by 1/4 of a point unofficially. Andrea Pickens, national champion in 1999, set on beam.
Well, you definitely want a veteran in this position.
Yeah, Martina's got a 9.125, Kathy, 9.125, so they want to drop that one.
She's got to be feeling some pressure here. And even the great and experienced vaulter, she fell on beam in their last competition. So that's when you got to erase the memory banks and be aggressive.
That cheering in the background you hear is Franzella's score, 9.925. Her second competition, and she hits big.
This is critical right here. Needs perfection. She's worked her normal dismount back in. It's a very high tuck double back. A lot of torque on that Achilles tendon.
Nice.
Beautifully done. And the way they said they're playing it is next competition she'll probably throw the easier dismount when they don't need it as much to try and rest her and still get her back. Good punch, nice height. That's just a little bit low on the landing. She had to hop forward.
Rachel Franzella, yes, a 9.925. Could that be the score that clinches it for LSU? Not quite yet. Still a few more competitors to go. 1 for Alabama and 2 for LSU. Lauren Campagnoni. LSU is just clicking.
said, this is an event they really rely on Nikki Arnstead and Marina Dictable. Whoa.
Pickens 9-9, so things continue to tighten up. Alabama. Pickens 9-9. Kristen Sterner, the only all-around performer in the meet tonight. She had a 39.55. She rung up a big one against Nebraska, but now she's got to come through right here.
The look on your face can predict how you're going to perform. I'd say she's going to be calm and steady, because her face looks like no sweat. We'll see. Tiny balance breaks, but they're noticeable. Hard to say what the judges will do. Whoa, a hard dismount to do double pike. I can't tell you how difficult that dismount is, and to stick, that's beautiful. This is the best part of the routine right here. And, I mean, I can't believe how calm she was throughout that whole routine. Only 2 times did she slightly, and I mean slightly, show any difference.
Excuse me, LSU's Lauren Campagnoni, 9.925. So that's 5 outstanding scores. That's a season high for Campagnoni. And one more competitor, the final competitor of the meet, Beth Boudreau.
Some very big scores and good performances. Several of those gymnasts really pulled out some landings.
The LSU Tigers think they've done it again. Have they upset number 4 Alabama? We'll come back. We'll go to the scorecards after this. Back at the Maravich Assembly Center, it's a final. Southeastern Conference Gymnastics, number 10 LSU upsets the Alabama Crimson Tide, 196.925 to 196.575. Just moments ago, the Tigers got the word.
196.925. Talk about incredible. 2 weeks in a row.
It wasn't easy for the Tigers. Alabama scored a season high on beef. They had great performances, led by Andrea Pickens, but it wasn't enough. Franzella, Campagnoni, and Boudreau, all season highs, and LSU pulls out the win. The LSU Lady Tigers upset Alabama without their star performer, Nikki Arnstead. On vault, however, the night belongs to Andrea Pickens.
There is nothing better than doing your spectacular master the ball as well as he possibly can, except by getting a 10.
The only 10 of the night for Andrea Bickens. She won 2 events, and a 10 in vault was sweet. Southeastern Conference going to be tremendously competitive this year, and LSU makes a statement. 196-925, a big night for Dee Bro and the LSU Lady Tigers. For Kathy Johnson-Clark, I'm Chris Marlowe. We hope you enjoyed the action from the Maravich Assembly Center, where LSU and Dee Bro have come out winners. This has been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports. For more, log on to ESPN.com.